Howdy guys, welcome to the cave. I'm Mark, and you're watching Blue Street Customs. Hey guys, and welcome back to the cave. Here's the next episode for that large playable tavern interior parts. I'm going to start building the tables and chairs. Now, I've already gone ahead and figured out how big I want the tables, cut up the table boards, I guess you want to call them. I've also went outside, found a bunch of tree branches and sticks and stuff. And that's going to be used for table legs. I'm also going to be building the chairs. Chairs are going to be pretty much built out of the twigs and sticks. The base of it will be made out of balsa wood. I'll show you that in a little bit when I get to it. So, I'm going to start off building the tabletop. Now, I've got regular sized popsicle sticks. Now, I've also used the Dremel, roughened them up a little bit, and I'm using coffee stir sticks. So, popsicle sticks, coffee stir sticks, alternate them. I've got a few stacks here, different patterns that I'm going to do. But either way, I'm just going to start assembling this here. Now I've got my wax paper down so that my super glue doesn't stick to the cutting mat. There we go. One thing I am going to do though, before it decides to frustrate the hell out of me. Good. Alright, so now straighten these up a little bit. I don't know how well you can see that. Here, let me zoom in for you a bit. There you go. How's that? A little better? Okay. So anyways, now we're just going to super glue this together. Hey, now that I've got everything glued, a little bit of activator, spray activator. Now, ever since I've tried this stuff out, bought it in the stores, this stuff is freaking awesome. So if you guys are looking for a wicked CA glue, strong, you can either get the spray activator or you can get the activator pen. Now this stuff, I mean, I love it. It's great stuff. If you can and you've got this stuff out in your area, try it. I think you'll really like it. I'm going to give the bottom side here a little bit of a spray. And there we go. Now I am going to sand this down a little bit more. But I kind of want that off even, rough look. It's been there for God knows how long. You won't see the underside. But the top, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I've already gone ahead and determined the heights that I need. And here's the legs that I'm going to use. They look kind of cool. I think it'll give it a nice little rustic look. Not to mention I'm also going to, like I said, sand this, and then I'll probably stain it with some sort of maybe brown, maybe gray. Let's see. Anyways, legs are just under an inch tall. And I know in this scale, that seems to be way too high. Because in movement scale, 1 inch is 5 feet. But we're also talking about D&D here, or wargaming if you happen to use it. Objects are exaggerated size. They have to be able to be playable. And technically a bar table is averagely about 2 foot square in a bar. And really, if I were to make this accurate to a bar table, that'd be a 1/2 inch big. Like that. Be about a 1/2 inch square. Now, try putting 4 minis around that. It's just not going to work, right? So, you have to make your stuff that's inside playable and exaggerated so that it somewhat looks properly decent. So, I know this stuff is not accurate to the movement scale. So anyways, so what I'm looking at here, I'm going to put these in here. Now I'm thinking I'm not going to put them way up in the corner. That looks stupid. So somewhere in about there, probably roughly, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, give or take, in from each side. Now, CA glue, awesome stuff. I think what I'm going to use is some 5-minute epoxy. Now this stuff, you get it from the dollar store and that. I mean, you can get it probably from a hardware store as well. I'm going to start by cutting off the seals. Yeah, we'll pick that up later. Now, obviously, see like this here, this will go on there and seal it off after. Okay, so give me a minute, I gotta find something to mix that on. Okay, I'm back. So I just got myself a piece of wax paper. That'll do. And squeezing this stuff out, you want to try and make sure it's as equal as possible. I'm just going to get some of this air bubble stuff out of here. If it'll move. There we go. Okay, so it's not going to take very much, so trying to get it so it'll squeeze out evenly here. I always like to try and pull it back a bit so it sucks in a bit of air bubble. Well, that's not the best smelling stuff, but it's definitely going to work. So, you got roughly about 5 minutes. There are some that are slightly different lengths of time, but this one here is roughly 5 minutes. So mix it up real good. Okay, so I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry. When it's dry, I'll be back. Okay, guys. So it didn't take very long for the glue to dry, right? Doesn't look too bad. Now, notice though that the table is a little weak. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a couple other little sticks. I'm going to put them in here. Glue them down. And that'll strengthen it up this way. Don't really need this, but I'm going to put this in just for looks. So it'll end up something like that. Then after that, I'm going to start the chair. So I'm going to grab a little more glue here. There we go. Just like that. So of course now we got to let that dry. So while that's drying, I've already cut up some of the pieces for the chair. Again, what I'm using is just some sticks from outside. So I have my back piece, which is also part of my legs. So it'll be something like that. So this is kind of my reference that I went by. So right about there is what I want. So while this glue is still good to go, now if you have tweezers, this might be easier. I'm just too lazy to grab mine that's sitting right there. Now these will be the front legs. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put spindles in there yet, but for now, that's the way it's going to be. So this here is just balsa wood that I get, well, I get it from a couple different places. I get it from, some from Amazon, I get some from Bangor. This is 4mm balsa wood, and I think it was like 100 and some. Oh, no, this one here is 350. 350 by 100, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out 1-inch square just to give it the mini enough space to sit on. Plus that's kind of what I've modeled everything off of. Now, this stuff is very easy to cut. As long as you take your time with it, make multiple passes. Obviously going with the grain is going to be a lot easier than against the grain. Here we go. Now, 1-inch square. There we go. Now we've got a 1-inch square. And you can sand that up a bit if you want, clean it up. Just going to round off the corners a little bit. Like I said, very easy to work with. Just dress it up a little bit here. And my glue is dry. Well, that's okay. Not completely dry yet, but so we'll give that a few more minutes. This here, that's going to be on there like that, and like that. So I'm going to give this glue a few more minutes to dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So that's all dry. This here's all dry. So I'm going to glue the back on. And yes, I know the legs are short, but it makes everything work, trust me. And it's the way I want it. So anyways, front legs, this will get glued on here. So got some more 5-minute epoxy here on the side. So let's mix this up. Alright, that was a bit of a chore. Didn't quite think that through how I was going to do it, but I've got it sitting there now. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, now that everything's all dry and ready to go, the only thing basically I got left to do is I'm going to stain it and probably do some weathering on it, and that'll be the end of that. So let's get to it. Hey guys, so I got that dry. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the storm cloud gray just to do a little bit of dry brushing. I may do a little bit of black wash. Alright, there we go guys. Hard to see on camera, but to me it looks pretty darn good. So I got a bunch more of those to make for the tavern. So next time you see these things, there'll be a bunch more of them. If you like what I'm doing here, let me know down in the comments. If there's something else you want to see me build, again, let me know down in the comments. Check me out on Instagram at Blue Street Customs. Also, check me out on Facebook at Mark Martel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you can get notified for when I post more videos. So until then, later.